What's up, guys? It's your boy TTG back with another video today. And today I got another different video. I've been venturing out a little bit my YouTube journey, I guess you could say. Everyone knows I'm a Florida fan. You can see it on my hat. You can see it on the sign behind me. Today's video is going to specifically be about the Florida Gators. First, we'll dive into a little bit of the portal update, what guys we got going in, and what guys are maybe showing a little bit of interest in us. And then we'll, I'm just going to dive into who's in the portal, who's leaving the team, and I'll update as we get commits from the portal, because I don't want to, it's a lot to speculate on where kids are going to go out of the portal. So, and I don't have a lot of time to keep up with it. So as we start getting commits, I'll break them down and let you know who we're getting. And then we're going to talk about the bowl game, the Gasparilla Bowl with against Tulane in Tampa. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Let's go. What you see here is our own three, I guess you can say, like the transfer portal. You can do it by team. There is a couple people that aren't on here yet or haven't made, I guess, maybe not officially entered the portal. But yeah, we got some devastating news about 15 minutes ago. For me, anyways. Anyway, redshirt sophomore Christian Williams enters the transfer portal. He was a 3-star out of high school. Yeah, I don't think he got a lot of playing time, a lot of burn at Florida. But anytime you lose at a position of interior offensive line where we haven't been great in the past, it's kind of concerning. But Mike Williams also enters the portal, freshman offensive tackle, another O-lineman. Don't think he got to play a lot, but anyway, he was a 3-star out of high school. Deuce Spurlock, linebacker. I don't remember seeing him play a whole lot this year either. Redshirt sophomore, 3-star out of high school. And then Bryce Capers has entered edge. Now, we're going to have to recruit some edge players, I believe, coming up, and some defensive linemen. We have Cam Jackson, who's graduating. And this one hurts, boys. Well, not this one. A guy they don't have on there yet, which I find interesting, is Andy Jean. And I'm just going to write his name down just for... I want to take a look at why he's not on there. This is from December 1st. So this is 9 days ago when he said he was going to enter the portal. The portal's been open for what, like 24 hours now, and he still hasn't entered. I don't know. I would love to keep Andy Jean. I think he's got a lot of upside at wide receiver. I know Billy and his staff are exploring portal options at wide receiver, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we can hold on to this kid, though. I really liked Andy Jean coming out of high school. I thought he was a big get for Napier. Hasn't contributed a whole lot. He has been injured, though, so hopefully we can get Andy Jean back. If not, I trust Billy's evaluations in the portal. We've been pretty successful in the portal as far as wide receivers go, so there's that. Moving on. This one hurt. This is from, like I said, about less than 20 minutes ago. Jack Pyburn is planning to enter the transfer portal. 6'4", 260 edge, total 60 tackles, 2 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, and an interception. Will have 1 year of eligibility remaining. This guy has a motor. He just never stops playing. He seemed like he was the leader of that defense for most of the year. How he went, our defense went. You can see by the stats, he had a bunch of tackles. Only 2 sacks, but he did get a lot of pressures. 5 tackles for loss and an interception in that Georgia game, I remember. This one's big for me. I know how NIL works, and it's no secret that we had a defensive lineman who we're going to talk about here shortly say he was coming back. I'm guessing he probably had some NFL hype too, or some NFL promise. I bet he was looking to the NFL a little bit, and I bet we paid him a pretty good bit to come back in next year. And you know, money makes the world go round. Pyburn enters the portal the very next day. Do I know that to be a fact? No, I'm looking at the timing here. Maybe he's trying to get some more money or something. I would suggest paying him. I love Jack Pyburn. I think he's a great leader for our defense. Like I said, kind of how he went last year, or the 2024 season, our defense went. So I would love to keep Jack. I never expected this, just the way his attitude was, and it seemed like he was a Gator, man. But today's NIL era is a little different. And yeah, kids can leave, and the transfer portal as well. Kids can leave at will. So I think Florida, whatever the collectives are in Gainesville need to be on the phone to Jack Pyburn right now, because I bet he's going to be a hot commodity in the transfer portal. And we'll finish talking about the transfer portal today with a little bit of good news. Caleb Banks, the defensive tackle, defensive lineman from Florida that has played fantastic probably the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. I mean, he put a lot of good things on film. I figured he was going to go pro, but he is returning to the University of Florida for his senior year. Great. Let's just read what he says. Caleb Banks. It goes without saying that the University of Florida football team means everything to me. It's not just a team. It's what I call family. The coaches pour their hearts into us day in and day out. My teammates play with so much love, passion, and dedication, making it impossible not to love the Florida football program. And the fans, they're the best part of playing football. Their energy and unwavering, Their energy and unwavering support drive us as a team to be the best we can. After the incredible season Gator Nation just witnessed, I wouldn't call it incredible. Probably the latter half of the season was a lot better than the first half, though. But just saying, 7-5 is not the standard at Florida, and we're not going to accept it. Now, I did see a lot of things on the field that were promising for next season, but we got to keep guys like Jack Pyburn, Eugene Wilson, who I'm hearing rumors may hit the transfer portal, even though he said he's coming back. You can never tell. Money talks. So we need to do a very good job of keeping our talent at Florida, as well as adding in places where we were deficient. After the incredible season we just witnessed, I'm more motivated than ever to see what's in store for next year, and more importantly, to be a part of it. With that being said, I'm excited to announce that I'll be continuing my career at the University of Florida in my final year of college football. As I prepare for this last lap, I'm ready to give it my all, achieve great things, and proudly represent Gator Nation. Thank you for coming back, Caleb Banks. That's a huge spark for our defense. A bigger one, or I won't even say a bigger one. Another big one is please try to keep Jack Pyburn. I love Jack. Anyway. All right, now we're going to jump into the bowl game breakdown. Let's break down this bowl game. All right, so let's talk about the bowl game. The Gasparilla Bowl. Florida has played in it once before. I'm not sure if Tulane has. Florida lost, I'm pretty sure, to UCF in the Gasparilla Bowl last time we played in it. But yeah, so it's December 20th. It is at 3:30. I think December 20th is the first week or the first round of playoff games as well, or some of them. So, yeah, we're probably not going to get a lot of TV time, but I will be tuned in, and I'm sure all my Florida Gator fans will be tuned in as well. Anyway, so we'll start off by talking a little bit about the Tulane Green Wave. All right, and I'm just going to have this, I'm just going to have them up here playing a game. So I know you guys have short attention spans. This is some Tulane highlights for you. Against, I think, Memphis is what it looks like. So Tulane is coming off of 2 losses back-to-back, Memphis and Army. Army being in the American Athletic Conference Championship game. Tulane will enter the Gasparilla Bowl at 9-4 on the year. They have losses to K-State, Oklahoma, Memphis, and Army. Their most impressive win to me is probably over Sunbelt runner-up Louisiana. They do have a couple other solid wins, in my opinion. And as at the time of making this video, they do have a couple of opt-outs, which are interesting to me. Starting quarterback Darian Mansa and third-string quarterback Kai Horton have both opted out and entered the transfer portal. Now, as we get closer to the game, there may be some more guys that end up, opting out, don't want to play, maybe for pro purposes, or maybe entering the transfer portal. I'm guessing that's going to leave junior quarterback Ty Thompson to start under center for the Green Wave in the Gasparilla Bowl. He does have limited playing time this season. He hasn't played a whole lot, so we'll see how that goes for the Green Wave. Now Tulane does have a great running back, in my opinion. Makai Hughes, 257 carries, 1,372 yards, 51 for his long on the year, and 15 touchdowns. They do have a solid ground game, and their offensive line is not bad either. If I do remember correctly, I think I may have seen one of their offensive line enter the transfer portal as well, but I can't find anything on it. So anyway, moving along. As far as receivers go, they have a couple good receivers as I'm looking at them right now. They have Mario Williams and Dante Fleming at wideout. Williams has 940 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Dante Fleming may not get a lot of burn in the end zone, but he does have 585 yards to add to the receiving totals. On defense, this guy, I have him on my NCAA team, Tyler Grubbs, 59 total tackles, 3 sacks, And yeah, he's just a beast. One forced fumble as well. So, and two interceptions. He's a linebacker. I think I've watched a Tulane game earlier this year. He flies all over the field. The dude's going to be he's going to play on Sundays, in my opinion. Anyway, here we go. Moving on overall. Okay, it's just a couple stats on Tulane, and then we're going to move on to the University of Florida. Tulane's offense averages 32.7 points per game, and that's ninth in the country. And opponents' points per game, 19.7, 17th in the country. Now, I know their strength of schedule is not what Florida's is, obviously, but still quite impressive numbers. Now, I think the quarterback situation is going to affect that offensive firepower a little bit, but we'll see as the game approaches if there are any other opt-outs or if maybe Ty Thompson can get the thing going. We'll see. All right, let's start talking about the Florida Gators. First, before we jump into like a team breakdown as far as how the season went, we're going to talk about some opt-outs that I was aware of but forgot about. Some other guys that entered the transfer portal that I didn't get to talk about. Tight end Arliss Boardingham, I forgot all about that. That's a big one. Probably our second most productive tight end. I think probably behind Hayden Hanson. I don't know. He's a stud, though. He's a good athlete. Anyway, Kilby Collins, defensive lineman transfer. He's in the portal. So our defensive line is kind of thinning out a little bit. Quincy Ivory, edge. Jakeem Jackson, cornerback. Justice Boone, edge. And, of course, Andy Jean. These guys aren't going to be playing in this bowl game, and I think that may contribute a little bit as far as depth goes. But I think, for the most part, what I'm seeing is most of our starters are playing. We've got Elijah Badger said he's going to play. Cam Jackson has said he's going to play. So overall, I think a pretty good culture built by Billy Napier. These guys want to play and want to win a bowl game. So hopefully we can do that. Now let's talk about the team a little bit. Now Florida is going to enter the Gasparilla Bowl at 7-5. Not a great season, but it could have been a lot worse based on how we started. Their losses are to Miami, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Georgia, and Texas. Now down the stretch, the Gators have played fantastic, in my opinion. That's the brand of football we want to play all the time in Gainesville, in my opinion. Hopefully Billy can get it figured out. It looks like he may have. I did make several videos on Billy Napier early in the season calling for his job. And while I have not backed off of his seat being warm, I have seen how we performed on the field, and I'm not an idiot. I can see we have performed much better. Anyway, moving along. We know Graham Mertz isn't going to play, out for the year. Tough for the kid. I love Graham Mertz. Graham Mertz is the Gator always for me. So that's going to leave us with DJ Lagway under center, obviously. I have no problem with that. 1,600 yards on the season, 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Not the best numbers, but when you see the type of wow plays the kid made as a freshman, there's a lot of hope there, in my opinion, at least anyway. A lot of hope there for the young man. He needs to cut down on the mistakes, obviously, but he's a freshman, so I don't read too much into that. Hopefully, Billy gets him developed. What's LaFrance? LaFrance, is that the quarterback coach's name? Can't remember anyway. But yeah, hopefully we don't see any of Aiden Warner. Okay, no offense to the young man, but I'm good. At running back, I expect to see, our normal 3 guys. I don't know does anybody, if you know, leave in the comments, what's up with Trayon Webb? I know he's been injured all year. Is there any chance he can play? I haven't seen him since like game 2 or 3 that I remember. But our leading rusher, Jaden Ball, true freshman, love this kid. These are guys unlike Jack Pyburn. I mean, not unlike Jack Pyburn, but we can't see him leave like Jack Pyburn's leaving. We can't see Jaden Ball or Jacoby Jackson leave because they're going to be instrumental in next year's offense for sure. Jaden Ball, 603 yards. 55-yard long of the year and 7 touchdowns. Montrell Johnson was banged up a lot of the year. I expect to see him play. Who knows? But he could be one of those guys. He's a senior. Could be maybe sitting out. I don't think it'll affect us that much if he does sit out. I'll be honest. Trill's a great back, but we do have guys that can get it done like Jacoby Jackson and Jane Ball. But Montrell Johnson on the year, 593 yards. I think he eclipsed 3,000 in the Florida State game for a career. Great career for him. Love Montrell. 6 touchdowns. And then we got Jacoby Jackson, 452 yards, 7 touchdowns. So pretty good backfield for Florida. I expect to see a lot of the run game. I expect to see a lot of Elijah Badger, or I better get him the ball. The kid's a playmaker. Chim DK, I assume's playing. I haven't heard any different. Trey Wilson's not going to be playing for injury reasons, I'm sure. Hopefully we can keep him as well. I want to see some more Tank Hawkins. The kid kind of reminds me, and Aiden Mizell as well. They both kind of remind me of a Trey Wilson, kind of smaller guys, but very shifty, very fast. Anyway, moving along on defense, we do have, obviously, Jack Palmer is not going to be playing, but I struggle saying his name. Triqueze Bridges, the transfer, has been phenomenal down the stretch. Number 7, right here, you see him on the field right there, has been phenomenal. Love him. I've heard, or I think he's playing. Shamar James should be playing. Jordan Castell should be playing. And the defense, Cam Jackson's playing. Already said that. I think pretty much everybody's going to be playing. Miles Graham, true freshman, had a good last couple of games. Anyway, moving along, the defense looked great the last few games of the year. So I'm excited to see if they can carry that momentum over without Jack Pyburn into the bowl game. All right. So with that being said, let's just get a few stats on Florida. Florida on the year is scoring 27.9 points per game. That's 68th out of 134. Not great. We need to step up that. We did play a pretty treacherous schedule, and I think the Texas game probably had a big factor on that, where we didn't hardly score any and got scored on a bunch. Opponent points per game, 24.3, 64th out of 134. Again, not great. Strength of schedule was 6th in the country. So it ended up being a pretty strong schedule, as we had predicted. But yeah, so Florida's big wins on the year, though, they did have some big wins. Let's not sell Billy Napier short. Ole Miss, number 9 at home, and number 22 LSU at home as well. And then Florida State on the road. 3 back-to-back wins, or back-to-back wins to end the season. We need to make it 4. We need to keep up this momentum. We need to hit the portal. We need to get a few wide receivers, I think. We need to maybe get another couple of defensive linemen as well. And yeah, shore up maybe some offensive linemen as well. I know our offensive line played pretty well, but I'm sure, I don't know what year they are, but I'm sure we're going to be losing some. Probably nice to get some pieces on offensive line as well, and some defensive backs. Get everybody. But anyway, I know we do have some wide receivers visiting, some transfer wide receivers visiting. And like I said, I'm not going to speculate. There's a lot of good ones in the portal. There's a lot of good players in the portal. I'll wait till we get some commitments, and then we'll start breaking down their film. We might make a video breaking down their film. Anyway, go Gators as always. Hopefully we can win the Gasparilla Bowl. And yeah, I'm going to keep you guys updated. I'm going to start making maybe a video a week on Florida, updating maybe transfer portal, maybe some things I'm hearing out of the program anyway. But if you guys like these kind of videos, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because if you subscribe, if we hit 1,000 subs by January 1st, I'm giving away a jersey. Hopefully, whoever wins it's a Florida fan, but if not, I'll buy you whatever jersey your team, the team of your choice. And yeah, I'll get it sent straight to your house, or if you don't want it sent straight to your house, I'll give you a gift card or something to buy it. So anyway, with that being said, hope you guys do enjoy. Go Gators, beat Tulane. And yeah, we got bowl season coming up, the playoffs. Going to be a lot of content coming out. Y'all make sure to stay tuned, all right? Let's go.